Okay, I think we're live, folks. I got a little bit of a head start tonight on the air with VA3EWV AllStar EchoLink Net every Friday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. If the Lord says the same, we've been going strong for over a year, and yeah, let's get this. I think it's already shared out on the. I think it's already shared out on Facebook. They just have to click on the link there. Let me just go and see, refresh that, and see what's going on. Contest starts then and the satellite passes saying the node connection failed. Let's see what's happening here. Uh-oh. Doesn't seem like to be coming on. Let's see what's going on. Yep, looks like my node is not coming on. You know, you want to get started early, and this is what happens, eh? Let's see. Well, that's just strange. Well, that's why we start early sometimes, right, folks? Let's see if all this stuff's working right. Okay. Okay, let's see what happens here. Hopefully this bad boy comes on. Okay, good. Rebecca was out there saying that it wasn't that she couldn't get on the.
IP address 192.168.86.60.
That's what it's on, but it's not connecting. No! Well, that's just not good. Well, that is just strange. Let me see if anybody's on VA3PGC. This doesn't make any sense. What's happening? Says the connection was in. Okay. Okay, let's see here. Okay, I'm on it now. Let me just check something here. Do a little test.
Good evening. The time is 7:57 p.m.
This is Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor, VA3EWV testing. Okay, looks like it's on now. But let me go through the other repeater and connect to the other repeater too. This is Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor. Is this frequency in use? Is this frequency in use? Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor. Is the frequency in use? So I'm going to connect to the AllStar on this repeater here. This is Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor. VA3EWV. Testing 1, 2, 3.
I can hear you okay, Ernest. VA3FS.
Okay, Rob. Yeah, I moved I cleaned the fan on my node today. It was just full of gunk, so I took everything apart, cleaned it out, moved it to another location, not in the shack, and everything was working pretty good. And I was surprised when I saw the message there. Hey, is it? Can you? Does it still say can't connect?
Yeah, just while you were talking, I tried it again. It says can't connect, and I can connect the other nodes, usually connected to the Eastern reflector, and it's working fine there. So there's something funny.
Okay, well, I connected to the VE3 PGC repeater. I don't know what's happening. I'm logged into it. I'm logged into the node there, so I don't know what's happening there. I'll have to try a couple things there. Oh yeah, let me see about connecting to the EchoLink portion. Hold on a second.
Good evening. The time is 8 p.m.
Uh-oh. Nope. It's not going to connect. I can tell you that now. Trying to connect to AllStar. So let me just restart it. It says connection failed. Well, that's just a bummer. Yep. You go to clean some stuff up and then all heck breaks loose here. Okay, let me just go down there. See about getting this thing started over again. I guess that's the fun part of doing stuff like that. Hey, Jim. Okay, Jim, Rich, let's see. Higher than second link connection says not for. Yeah, but look. Hey, everybody, try to go here. VA3 PGC. No, VE3 PGC L. VE3 PGC L. Go there. VE3 PGC L.
IP address 192.168.86.60.
So we're loading that. So let me see if I can get everybody to VE3 PGC. Let me just put that on the stream here. VE3 PGC. Please go to VE3 PGC-L. Now, just to think, I started early too to come up in here and get this done. Okay, I see that coming up. Let me see if I can log in. Oh, there we go. Okay. Let's see. It says no connections, but I am connected through EchoLink there. Let me just see here. I'm just going to turn the volume down on the radio here. This is Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor VA3EWV. Well, that's Devin. Okay, hold on. Let me end that. That was Devin. Okay. Try to connect there. Okay. But it's saying VE1DXW.
Victor Echo 1, Delta X-ray Whiskey, full awareness.
Yeah, Devin, I'm trying to connect to my node. And I keep connecting to you for some reason. How's it going? Can you? Oh, Devin? I keep trying. This is VA3EWV. I keep trying to connect to my node, but it keeps connecting to you for some reason. Over.
Yeah, Roger that. I tried getting on the other way, but I had to come on. I had to actually scroll the list to find you.
Roger. Hey, look, go to VE3PGC-L. VE3PGC-L, okay?
Yeah, no problem. I'll be there in a second.
Okay, that's strange. I was trying to connect to my own node, and I'm connected to Devin for some reason. This is VA3EWV testing. VA3EWV testing. It shows that that's on. That's kind of odd. Maybe something broke. Okay, let's see if I can go to PGC. This is Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor, VA3EWV. V1DXW, are you there? Is anyone on frequency? This is Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor. Anyone on frequency?
VA3WV-L.
Hey Rob, how's it going there? Man, I don't know what's happening with the node tonight. I'm logged into it. I was logged into, well, I can log in now at least. I noticed that when I moved it, the IP address and all that stuff changed. So that's probably what, I don't know if that caused a big deal or anything. But I just put the new IP address in and just said, okay, let's just roll with that. But maybe I should put it in the other place. But probably too late for all that now. I'm just going to tell everybody to go to VE3PGC-L.
Okay, yeah, it still connects to failed. So, yeah, that's when you program the node, you programmed in a particular IP address, and you can't change it. If you do, then it doesn't work properly. So, I'll let you go, and you can still do your thing, and we'll catch up to you another time. VA3
Hey, sure is good to hear from you too there. Over. That's so good to hear you. Okay, thanks there, Rob, and I'll check you out later. Is anybody else on VE3PGC?
I'm here, Ernest.
Okay, hopefully some more people come on to VE3PGC. I'll be right back in a second, though. Everybody just stand by and keep yourself company, and I'll be right back. This is Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor returning. I think I heard NX3F out there. You out there, Mr. Allen?
Yes, sir. Good evening. Yep, I'm coming through your dog's repeater up there. PGC. EchoLink. Go ahead.
Roger. Yeah, it's always good to have a backup. That's what you should always do. Hey, I called myself cleaning up my little node there today. I was looking at the back; it was just caked. The fan was just caked with lint and stuff like that. And I was just trying to clean it without taking it apart. But I had to take it apart. And then I was like, well, let me move it even further away from the shack because I was hearing a little bit of a hum. And I noticed the further I get it away from the shack, the better it is, right? So I tried that. So we'll see what happens here.
I'm sorry, Ernest. I missed the first part of that. You said you were cleaning out something, and then I got distracted here, and I didn't hear it. What you said you were cleaning out. Repeat that again. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, I was cleaning out the fan on the back of my nose there. It was caked with all kind of gunk and stuff. And I called myself cleaning it, but then I moved it. And you know, when you turn them back on, it'll tell you the IP address, right? So I just threw the IP address in the browser there and saved the new IP address and logged into it, did some EchoLink tests and stuff like that, you know, with the parrot thing. Everything seemed to be good, doing good. And I even got in here 15 minutes until the hour to make sure everything was going to work. And yeah, that was a fail. I'm going to so let's see who else is out there before I go here and turn this thing on at this new location. Okay, so we have NX3F that made it. Good, thank you. We have VE1DXW that made it. That's good too. VE1DXW made it out there. Anybody else make it on the net there? Over.
Yeah, Victor Alpha 3, Julie, Cindy, and Charlie. Good evening.
Was that Victor Alpha 3 Juliet Tango Charlie?
Yes, it is, Ernest. I was just actually connected to your node. I seen somebody come in there, but there was no audio.
Okay. I just rebooted it, but silly me. I put it back in its original location. Don't have the IP address written down. But what I was going to do is just quickly go switch it off, switch it back on. But before I do all that stuff, because I'm not 100% worried about it, we can have our fun right here. Hey, also I know that the big contest starts here around the same time tonight. Like it's starting now. That's going on for the next 2 days. I know we're going to have a lot of bad weather, and I was watching news, and it seems like bad weather is all over the place around Ontario. Okay, don't go away. Who else is on that made it to VE3PGC?
Victor Echo 1 Golf Romeo Papa. There's Richard here in Antigonish.
All right, Victor Echo 1 Golf Romeo Papa. Okay, awesome. I'm going to put another message out there to go to VE3PGC on the webpage there on my webpage, and then we'll just get started here soon. Hope you guys saw the topic of today. I'll tell you all how I deal with all that. If you don't know the topic, I'll be telling you in just a few minutes. But I'm just going to let everybody know to go to VE3PGC, and then I'll be right back. Okay, I just put a message up there for everybody to go to VA3PGC. I hope they see it. Okay, we have 4 people here tonight. NX3F, V1DXW, VA3JTC, V1GRP. Any other stations? Okay, give me about 3 minutes, folks, and I'll be right back. Hang tight, and I'll be right back. Okay, let's go see if I can get this thing going. See about getting the IP address in and see if that changes anything. If not, we're just going to party on VE3PGC. This is also what I do every time I'm hosting in it. I make sure I have different types of ways to connect. That's for doggone sure. You don't want to have to do it and then your only one choice is over.
IP address.
Okay, here we go.
192.168.2.148.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to log out of the one there. We're going to leave this one, 2.148. Okay. All right, see if I can't log in. Okay, I saw somebody there. Okay, VA3FZ is there. Hey, Rod, VA3FZ, VA3FZ. Okay, I see you on there. I put it back where it was, and it's back in action now. Over.
Okay, sounds good. VA3FZ, yeah, I can hear you fine now.
Well, see, there you go. I learned something new today. Okay, I'm going to just connect to the PGC repeater. We're going to keep it rolling.
Okay, sounds good. I'll meet you there.
VE3PGC connected to VA3EWV.
This is Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor returning. Okay, guys, so that problem's solved. So, yep, if you're gonna move your node to a different spot, you have to make sure that the IP address is the same, or you won't be doing anything. So, you guys can stay put where you are. I just want to let everybody know that the node is up and running now, so you don't have to move around. It's good if you do, because I can see who's on the net, but that's really not that important as long as I can hear you there. So this is Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor with the Friday evening, if the Lord says the same, AllStar EchoLink net. 8 o'clock every Friday night. I've been doing it for over a year now. Good to have everybody out there. I see some repeat offenders. Good to have the repeat offenders out there as well. And tonight's topic is, I had put it out there. Let me see. Oh, yeah, here we go. Tonight's topic. This is a good one. How do you deal with folks on the air that aren't playing in the sandbox right, like everyone else? Okay. Do you engage them in real time to ask them to smarten up? Do you ignore them? Do you change bands, modes? Do you turn off the radio and go watch TV? Or do you gripe about it, the bonehead, to your family and friends? Okay. So that's the topic tonight. I was actually like, when you're doing parks on the air, it will happen to you, and it's how you deal with it that's important. And sometimes other people deal with it for you. So that's our topic tonight. I see that we got VE3GIC on the node, VA3FZ on the node. So let's get started at the top. We'll start with Devin first. Mr. Allen was there first, but we'll start with Devin first. This is usually when Devin's climbing in the bed. So we'll take V1DXW first. Devin, have you ever had to deal with or have heard someone having to deal with a person on the net there or the air that wasn't so favorable? Over.
VA3EWV-V1DXW. Yeah, we had a local non-licensed hand here before that kept cleaning up the mic, and we had a hard time getting rid of him, but we finally did. Yeah, and it was really annoying. Back over you.
Yeah, Devin, I think we all V1DXW, Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor returning. Yeah, we have that, and that's one reason I wanted to get my own node too, because we have that same situation here, and sometimes nobody's even on the air, and it happens. But there were times when we were doing some emergency backup for different things in town, trying to volunteer for it, and that stuff was happening. So that was very disrupting. And I personally don't mind, but not mind. It doesn't bother me. But when you're trying to do something like help the community and it happens, that's a little heartbreaking. It doesn't upset me. It's just heartbreaking because that person could be interfering with saving a life, right? So that's how that goes. Thank you, Devin, for that. We're going to pick it up now with NX3F. Mr. Allen, you've been in. Also, Devin, could you come back and tell everybody, your QTH, how long you've been a ham, stuff like that before we get started? Because we do have new people on tonight. Over.
Yeah, no problem. I'm here in Liverpool, Nova Scotia. I've been licensed for roughly 7 years, roughly. I got VHF, UHF, HF, DMR, and EchoLink. And then I play around on FTA as well. Echo reruns.
Thank you so much. So Devin's telling everybody that y'all can reach out and touch him. Well, not touch him, but reach out and talk to him in more ways than one. And so I'll pick it up right now with NX3F. Come on in.
Okay, I want to say good evening to everybody. This is NX3F. My name is Alan Alpha Lima Echo November, and my QTH is Temple Hills, Maryland, right outside Washington, D.C. But tonight, we are in Atlantic City, New Jersey, getting a little R&R, being business, and which we really enjoy. Let's see. I got my ticket back in 71, 72 time frame. I've done it all except satellite. I prefer FTA. Get one more just parked on the air. And as well as doing a lot of HF sideband as well. Yes. That is it, Lauren. I've had that happen many times getting on the air, and best way I handle it is I just don't say anything on here. I just kind of like to move on. I'll cut as far as when it might be nice to you, but I'm not going to, waste my time, with people that are ignorant like that. I want to tell you just a quick story. What happened one time, I was on a receiver many years ago, and there was a situation where every time I would let go of the mic, I would let go of the talk mic, and the other person was talking, so the guy would key up, and he would put the toilet. He would actually put his handheld down close into the toilet, and the water runs into the toilet. So
NX3F in the group, Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor returning. Hey, you know what? They used to have those little noise boxes back in my 11 meter days. I remember going, not to annoy anybody, but that's just what was happening. There was a lot of, I don't want to say ignorance, but not knowing. A guy that was going to university with me, we were all looking for part-time jobs. I got a job at Domino's Pizza. I was there for 12 years, and there were no cell phones and stuff like that. He said, you should get a CB radio. And so we wound up getting a CB radio and putting one in the store as well. And that was good. I mean, we had constant communication, and if you were lost, you could get turned around, and they would relay the messages, like what kind of car was in the yard and all that stuff. Not personal stuff like addresses, but we'd say, okay, if you're on the road, there's going to be a green car in the yard, right? Like that, right? And that helped out a lot. And but we never did any interfering thing. But what I was getting at, we had those little noise boxes and Roger beeps and echo something. But I remember it was your signature, right? Mine had like a ding ding, and it was a pre echo beep, echo thing or whatever, a Roger beep. And so everybody knew it was me. They would hear ding dong, and then I would say whatever I wanted to say, right? And you could turn it on and off. So usually when I got on there for the first time, it did it. But nobody ever complained. But I'll tell you what, if someone did, I would have gotten off of that. So yeah, so there we go. All right, we're going to pick it up now at VA3 JTC, Victor Alpha 3 Juliet Tango Charlie. Please come on in.
VA3EWV and Victor Alpha 3 Julie India Charlie. Well, to answer your topic, yes, I have had that, and my way to deal with it is just don't answer back to them and just hope they go away. Yeah, it's kind of ignorant. I don't agree on it. And maybe something else should be done, but what, I don't know. Yeah, so I just don't answer it. I usually just get away from it. And for, hopefully not running in debt when it happens. So that's my way to deal with it. And I'm located in the city of Guelph and was licensed since 2021. And in February next year, I got my advance. So yeah, that's me in a nutshell. Thanks for taking my check-in.
Thank you so much, and thanks for being out there. I guess what had made me bring this up, and we see Poto Power out there on Facebook there, Jim, Perry, Poto Power, Rebecca. A lot of people are joining on the live feed there. Good to have everybody out there on the live feed. And that Poto Power is still there. This is for them too, because I do a lot of outdoor operations. Right now I'm holding first in Canada, January, February, and holding it on till March. I'm going to go out I'm going to take the leap and try to go on a contest weekend and do parks on air. Hey, but the thing, I know I'll be successful because I stay in one spot and I just don't move. And if nothing else, I'll just work everybody else's stations that are out there. The reason I wanted to bring this up, and I see it happening to people that are doing parks on the air and things like that. I guess some people just don't like it. And, you have to notice it first. So sometimes there's just, different things that's happening. So I was, I tend to go up to the top of 20. I'll go to 14,350. Let me pause. Just had to cough there. So I'll go up to 14,350. I'll dial it back 4 because I don't want to be 3 just in case something happens. So I'll dial it back 4, see if anybody's around. And I was taught, listen 3 up, 3 down. And there's lots of times that I have listened 3 up, 3 down. Someone was there. I'm like, well, there goes that. And I just move along, right? I don't want to be that close to anybody. So, and sometimes I start really early, right? So I'll make sure I get out there early so I can get the spot. So, and some people, they just think that they own certain frequencies, But I do respect this. Let me tell you what I respect. There are certain nests that have been going on for centuries, I guess. And then they have some gatekeepers that are, about an hour before the net starts to go out there. And I've gone out there and said, is the frequency used? And the person says yes. I'm like, oh, what are you doing? And they're like, oh, we're with the ABCDEFG net. I'm like, oh, great. I'm glad that. And then I have a notebook and I'll write it down. ABCDEFG net's usually on this frequency, so I don't bother them again. And I'll say to the person, what's your call sign? So I can get you in my log at least. And they'll say, oh, yeah, thank you so much. My call sign is this, right? Or if I'm on frequency and I've been there for an hour or two, and a person will come on and say, hey, look, we usually do this net. Do you mind moving? And I'm like, absolutely. Can I get your call sign? I do the same, just being a good steward. And I've even got compliments from people saying, wow, you Canadians are really nice. I was expecting a fight, and you didn't put up a fight. So let me pause one more time. So the other part of that is when I was working the frequency, and then some guys just came in and were talking, just start talking. And what I've learned, because I'm, only 8 months on HF, so I know that someone could be at a whole different place on the same frequency, and you just don't hear them, right? And then, so I know that now. So the guys were talking, and I'm like, oh, this is Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor. I've been here for about 45 minutes on the frequency. I'm working Parks on the Air. And then the guy says, well, I hear somebody off in the distance there. And I said it again. And then I didn't hear from him. And then we just get, because I was working a pileup. So the people kept coming back. So then, wouldn't you know it, if I'm on 245, those guys went on 245.5 and started having a straight up conversation. They never said their call sign once. Because what I did was I was doing the pile up and everything was going good. And I just heard, you hear that sound. If you work HF, you know what I'm talking about. You hear that sound. So I just said, excuse me, everybody, I'll be right back. I need to pause one more time. Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor returning. So I said, I'll be right back. So I just slowly turned the dial and I sat there and listened. Just totally abandoned the pile up and just sat there listening because I was waiting for one of them to say their call sign or something. So at least get their call sign, go see who they are, and maybe write them a nasty email or something. And then I was like, nope, don't do that. Because if you do that, these guys will be looking for you and harassing you forever. You're saying your call sign 1,000 times. And I know people right now, I'm like, how do you know I'm on the internet, on the air? And they're like, oh, we have this tracking thing. Every time you get on, it'll tell us that you're there. So I didn't do that. And what I did was I went back to the frequency and I said, okay, folks, I'm just going to change it up a bit. I'll be right back. And what I did, I just went to FT8. I just straight up just boom. And not only did I go to FT8, I just left 20 altogether and went to 40 and worked FT8, And I'm telling you about I don't usually talk about that kind of stuff. So I was like, it's not going to bother me. There's too many modes, too many bands, too many anything to be bothered with something like that. And yes, I was in the middle of trying to make a kilo park and it was coming in good, but I just left all that to the side and just went and did something else. So that's why I was asking, what do you guys do about that? Okay, I haven't been marking off who I was talking to, and I do use NetLogger for anybody who knows that program. I do use NetLogger. I think I've taken NX3F. I think we've talked to you, Devin, and VA3JTC. I think we're up at VA1GRP. VA1GRP, are you still there? Please come on in.
Yeah, VA3EWV, Victor Echo 1 Delta Romeo Papa. Thanks, Ernest, and good evening to everybody on the net. Just a quick intro. I've been licensed ham since September, this last fall, and so I'm learning a lot just in this conversation here. And it seems that discretion is the better part of valor when you run into some real knuckleheads on the radio. I haven't been around long enough to have had that problem. Although I have heard some of the weird stuff on like 7200 and sometimes the 20 meter band, someone will come in and sound like they're running a vacuum cleaner over everybody. But yeah, I haven't just run into any of it personally yet. I'm trying trying to follow the golden rule and listen to learn these things. And this is really helpful because I'm going out tomorrow to do my first CODA and worldwide Flora fauna activation. So I probably picked the wrong weekend to do it, but I'm trying to gather some of these tips that you guys are passing along here tonight. Yeah, that's my thoughts right away. Again, I'm fairly new to it, but it's interesting to hear what people are doing. Back to you.
Roger. Hey, and you know what? If you can stick around, you don't have to stick around too much, but I would like to talk to you before you go out tomorrow. Yeah, I'm new to Parks on There, but I put some miles on the car. I can tell you that much now. I just got my 9th kilo park, which means right there, just in saying that I've done 9,000 9,000 QSOs. Just on Parks on There, not let alone everything else. But I know I want to go out first thing in the morning, but I'm having something in my bathroom repair tomorrow. But if I hadn't, no, I'll just talk about that later. We're going to keep it moving and don't go away. I'm going to give you some tips and tricks if you're just starting, and that might be able to help you there. Because somebody gave them to me, I'll give them to you. Okay, thank you so much there for that, and I'm glad you haven't had much happening to you. Before we move on, we do have VA3FZ, but are there any other folks on the repeater or on the node that have come to join us that have not checked in? I see K5 Bravo Delta Lima. We have you here, and I see, anyone else on the PGC repeater that I don't know about? Please come now.
Victor Echo 2, Echo Quebec Lima.
Okay, we picked up John. Victor Echo 2, Echo Quebec Lima. We got John on here tonight. Let me see. Is there anybody else on the PGC repeater? Over. Okay, good. We have us a little party going on now. So we got a couple of people here. So let's pick it up right now with VA3FZ. Robert, you still out there? If you want to participate, you can. Or if you're listening on, just say you're another beam for the pot, and we'll go to the next person. But have you ever had any situations where you're in the middle of doing whatever you were doing, and that came along, or you experienced it while you were out on the radio? Over.
Good evening, Ernest, everybody on net. You made me laugh because your description or your answer to how to act with a situation like that over the years has been, in my case, I've tried them all. I've tried to shut up and ignore it, and most part, that's the way it is. But I've interacted with it because that upset me, and I've shut the radio off and walked away from the shack. So I've pretty much covered all the bases, and it's just one of those things. Sometimes you get home from work and you want to play radio, and somebody soils your cornflakes, so you react or you don't react. And in most part, it's best not to react, but sometimes you just can't do it. So that's been my experience anyways. But at the end of the day, you get over it and you move on, and you go back to playing radio. So back to you, VA3EWV, VA3FZ.
VA3FZ in the group, VA3EWV returning. You know what? Hey, look, I got chill bumps sitting there because I'm pretty excited, I got to tell you, about some of what you're talking about, but I just need to share a story with everybody. When I first started with Parks on the Air, I had an infed halfway built, which was great, but then I found out I couldn't put that up all over the place. So I had to come up with something different. And that's when I got my M750 vertical. And when I got it, I got it set up to do 40 meters, okay? And then there's all this business about, okay, you're in Canada. If you have your basic, you can work here and da-da-da-da-da. But then when you get in the States, it's a little more complicated. You know, each person can have a different piece of the pie there. And I was told if you want to get a lot of contacts, go where the general population is. And so I did that, and I got my antenna ready to go, and I got everything marked so I can not mess around with it. And then when I was setting my spot, and then Jimmy Crackcorn wanted to go whistle or tune every time, because you start. I just thought it was QRM, but then you start to notice it, right? You'll say something, and then once you finish saying, CQ Poda, Victor Alpha Draco, Whiskey Victor, call CQ Parks on air, and then you would hear whistling or tuning or something, and then if you're quiet, nothing happens. Then you come back, and it would happen again. Here was what was worrying me. And I'll pause for a second, so everybody can understand what I was experiencing. 1 second. So when I first got on CQ, when I started first doing POTA, I thought I had to get a hold of people because I used to get a hold of a couple of my buddies here in town, V3RF, V3EZB. They know who they are. And I would say, oh, can you spot me? Can you spot me? Right? So then I would put it on this website and that website and, had a plane flying over with the thing, with the banner behind it saying what frequency I was on. And then when those guys would do that, I was like, oh my God, I just spent $60,000 to advertise that I was going to be on 14, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now Jimmy's over here with his mess, right? And it was bumming me out. And one time I had went all the way to Quebec to activate a park over there. And this was going on. And I told everybody I would be there, what frequency I'd be on, what time I'd be going. And it just terrified me. And what I said was, I said, hello, sir. I don't know who you are, and you might not hear me. And that could be the case because they may not hear you. I said, but I just drove all the way here to this place. I'm not going to be able to come back. I did this for a certain reason. Could you show a little empathy and let me just carry on, and I'll be out of your way in a little bit. And it just got quiet. And then some other guy had shouted out some acidity to the guy, but we didn't hear anything. And all those folks out there, they were just, in my corner and I'll spot you and this and that. And I just like racked up some things. But what that taught me though, the next time I went out and the same thing happened, let me pause. The next time I went out, same thing. I told everybody where I'd be. CBC Radio 1 was there, 1, 2, and 3. Fox News was there, giving fake locations and stuff like that. I won't go into that. But I had all the news organizations out there and everybody saying where I was. And a person started that whistle stuff. And without even missing a beat, in the middle of a pileup, I just pressed the button on, I just pressed the little icon on my laptop there, which is the WSJTX icon. I pressed that, and I just went to 12 meters. And I sat there and worked, 20, 30 contacts on it or something like that. Didn't even miss a beat, didn't pause, didn't do nothing. And now, I'm like, I wish some gun would. Like, I don't play now. I used to take all that mess and stuff from people, and I used to have all those feelings and stuff. And the radio is a large thing. Let me pause one more time. Sorry, folks. But you got all kind of bands. I got a certificate for working 10 bands on a park. So what is shown me to do now is just be flexible and have the antennas, have the radios to do what you got to do, right? Just like today, I was cleaning my radio, my node there, and it was having difficulty, but you always have a backup. So that's the thing I'm saying now. If you're out there doing your thing and you're contesting or whatever, you got a spot, and someone comes along and starts to give you a bad time, just switch. Just go to something else. I'm a better person for that now because I don't have that crutch anymore, right? Of thinking I had to be spotted and all that stuff. Anyway, that's a long thing to say, but that's why I brought that up today. Just wanted to let everybody know. All right, don't know who we stopped with. We stopped with Rob out there, VA3FZ. Okay, we did have the Kilo station that came in. Let me just get on the right page here. Okay, here we go. Kilo 5 Bravo Delta Lima. If you can tell us who you are, your name, how long you've been a ham, and then come on in.
VA3EWV in this is K5EDL. Good evening, Ernest. This is Brad in Tyler, Texas. Been a ham since March of 1992, and haven't really encountered many people who were trying to kind of like interfere with my trying to make contacts, but I have observed sometimes those that were trying to be disruptive to other stations, and I'm going like, oh my goodness. But I guess it's just good practice either just to ignore them because they're looking for, I guess, reaction. I guess that's how they feel like they validate themselves. Oh well. Anyway, you have a good evening out there, and very nice weather here in Tyler, Texas this evening. A little bit of rain in the area, but not bad. And my wife just walked in the door, so I'm going to say 73, and everybody have a great evening out there. This is K5EDL.
Thank you so much, K5BDL. Thanks for joining us, too. Sorry I got a little long-winded there, but at least you got to get in there. And speaking of me being long-winded, we have a couple of people who can only come in for a short time. Let's pick it up with Rebecca there, VE3VWV, VE3 Volkswagen Bug. Come on in.
Ernest and everybody on the internet. What I do for people that are bugging, I sit back and have a drink of my coffee or take a few minutes and enjoy the scenery. And
Yes.
4 or 5 minutes, and they usually get tired of me ignoring them and walk away. So that's all I do.
Yeah.
I only go out to the park for an hour and a half at a time, so I'm not there a long time. But I go out to have fun and enjoy it. That's how I work it.
Okay, so that has happened to you then? Do you have a memorable one that you can share? Because I know I hear people saying that. Well, POTA is one of them. I think there's a couple other things, but you'll start hearing them going about, oh my God, because you see it. I have Facebook, and you'll see people commenting. Well, I guess I'm not going to get on the radio this weekend because there's contesting. Yeah, but sometimes when you read the rules, they can't do the work bands or something like that. So, and if you really want to get on the radio, if I really want to talk, I'll go to Echo. Man, come on now. I'll go anywhere. DMR, Fusion, EchoLink, FT8, or I'll go try to work on my CW exercises that's staring me in the face. But do you have a memorable story or anything like that, Rebecca, before you go?
It didn't happen to me, but it happened to Dom a couple weeks ago at T4XL, and it sounded like an echo behind his transmission. So it was, you could hear the same word 4, 5, 6 times in a row. So that's the one that sticks out most to me. But that was just 2 weeks ago. I have other problems with that, but I don't have too many people that jam or tune up or anything like that. So not a big deal for me. If there is, I just sit back or switch bands. Back to you, Ernest.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, I don't have it happen a lot. I've had it happen about twice, but I love what you said about sit back, have a coffee, or watch the scenery. We have to keep in mind that when we're out here for these parks and stuff like that, it's to get you out to see nature, to learn about the place, things like that. Experience your surroundings, right? So yeah, next time that happens too, I'll probably go, oh hey, thank you for reminding me I need to take a break. And have a good little laugh and get on about my business, right? Like you said, 5-10 minutes later, somebody else is going to pick up the thing, or it's going to be that. So I really like that one. Okay, VE, excuse me, I'm losing my voice here. I know some people probably applaud on that. VE2EQL, John, come on in.
VA3EWV. Good evening to everybody on the net. John here in Moncton, Ontario. Call sign is Victor Echo 2, Echo Quebec Lima. Been involved with radio since the 70s. I'm 64. And I love playing with antennas and radios. I'm the ultimate radio nut. Back to net control.
Thank you so much, John. Thanks for being out there. Have you ever had any issues, though, with any deliberate people trying to mess with you while you're on the air or anything like that? Or have you witnessed it over? And if you did, how did you handle it? Back over to you.
Very rarely I like to operate QRP. Used to do a lot of CW. I got to get back into that. But when I was doing a scheduled comm with a few friends in New England, they were on 40 meters or 80 meters. There were always high-power guys nearby that would occupy about 3 to 5 kilohertz of the signal. And, we told them that, you have strong signals, you're bleeding over into other QSOs. So we just QSY. Life is too short to worry about people who don't think about other people, and we just QSY. Back to net control.
Thank you. Thank you so much, John, there, VE2EQL. Thank you for that. And you remind me of something I did one time, too. There was a couple of other gentlemen. It seems like they're in pairs. Well, I guess you have to have a pair. That's kind of silly to say. But anyway, talking on the radio there, the guys came in. I said I was on the frequency or whatever. They scooted just right next to me there and started talking. I started giggling in the car. Probably had it on video at the time. I think I did have it recorded, actually. And I'm like, oh, hold on, folks. Because you have to watch yourself. You have to be a good steward, too, especially if you're going to record everything you do. You can't go be out there clowning around. So I just went over, and I was waiting for the guys to say their call sign. And they did, and I did the break, because I don't usually have to practice that out there. So I did break. I said, hello, gentlemen. I'm just right down the band from you there. My call sign is this. I'd like to get y'all's call signs in my log because I'm about to QSY, so I don't have any interference when you guys having your conversation there. Whereabouts y'all from? And we got into the whole conversation and stuff, right? And they expected to have they expected someone to have a different, attitude or whatever. And they're like, oh, yeah, me and my buddy come here and da-da-da-da. I'm like, okay, so you guys can go over there if that's good. And let me get y'all the log. I'm a new ham there, da-da-da-da. And got their call signs and things like that, and went on about my way, and that was that. So, but I hear some people they give them the work. Okay, I think I'm down to VA3GIC. VA3GIC. If I haven't talked all day, are you still out there? Over.
Thanks so much, Ernest. No, you're absolutely not talking too much at all. Absolutely enjoyable to hear everybody's stories here. What I just want to say, though, quickly, I believe it was a VA to VA1 or VE1 station, just a new ham there since September. I just wanted to say congratulations to him. And, I just don't listen to that stuff. I just don't get involved in that. It's not worth getting upset over and ruining your day over that kind of thing. So, nowadays I do a lot of, Ham Shack hotline stuff and Hams Over Ice stuff where you don't get that. It's a whole different group of guys. So, with that, we'll just sit back and listen away. And again, thanks so much for this great net. This is Victor Alphason, Julie India Charlie.
Victor Alpha 3, Juliet India Charlie. Yeah, that's where it's at. I met a couple of guys there in Ottawa And I mean, I was a huge city here in Canada, capital city, millions of people, nobody on the repeaters, believe it or not. I know because I was rolling through there every day. Now on Simplex, I was getting quite a lot of people on Simplex there, and on the 220 repeaters out of Gatineau, lots of activity there. But for the main repeaters though in Ottawa, they stay quiet. Only the lady calling out the time or whatever. But what that club did, they all got fusion radios, and I was like, man, if we had the money like those Ottawa people, they're just rolling with pockets full of cash there. And I was, everybody has these. Well, not everybody, but I know my whole life I've been. If I win $1,000,000, I'm going to get this, 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 this. Literally, if I won some money in the lottery, I would definitely offer the members of my club to all have some type of radio, if it was DMR or Fusion or whatever, or because I noticed that you don't have that much of that out there, and also it identifies who you are, so you can cut out the nonsense. So that's why a lot of times, because I've tried to add this repeater in the past, and we were having those type of interruptions, so I would just go back to my node. But tonight has been clear out there, so that's good. Uh, we are down at the bottom of the list. We've had 11 check-ins today. Do we have anybody else on the VE3 PGC repeater or anybody that I've missed? Please come now. And I do see a Kilo Echo 2 Charlie Victor Bravo that just came in. Kilo Echo 2 Charlie Victor Bravo, we see you. But before we go to you, is there anybody else on the VE3 PGC repeater? Okay, let's pick up Kilo Echo 2 Charlie Victor Bravo. This is Ernest Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor. Welcome to the AllStar EchoLink Friday Night Net. We have it every Friday night at 8. The topic of the day is how do you deal with deliberate, I guess it's QRM or something, people interfering with when you're trying to do some work on the radio, or have you ever experienced it while listening to someone else? That's the topic of tonight. But if you can come in with your name, your QTH, how long you've been a ham, and then you can get in on it with us. Please come now.
Hello, good evening, everybody. Name here is Ethan. Echo Alpha Tango Oscar November. Call sign is Kilo Echo 2 Charlie Victor Bravo. The QTH is Brooklyn, New York, 3 miles south of the Brooklyn Bridge. And I've been a ham just about a year, but I've been on radio over 40 years. In regards to your topic, that nonsense I used to hear a lot on VHF, UHF. We have some operators that are just nasty people. Like obviously they don't ID themselves, and they do a whole bunch of nonsense. And me personally, I'm a general class operator like many of us. I've learned to just spin the wheel, like Wheel of Fortune. I was just finding myself to talk. There's plenty frequencies that we can go to, and I don't let that nonsense get in the way of myself having any kind of enjoyment, simply because, listen, we all study for this exam, and because of that, we are entitled to talk. So generally, I just spin the wheel. You get it on HF as well, and HF,
Hello, audio.
I do the same. I spin the wheel. Kilo Echo 2 Charlie Victor Bravo.
Kilo Echo 2 Charlie Victor Bravo in the net. VA3EWV returning. Amen. Amen to the Wheel of Fortune. Like I was saying earlier, in case some of you missed it, I was just stuck in one place. Thought I had to have the world letting everybody know where I was. And even tonight, when my note wasn't working, I didn't even break a sweat. I'm like, oh, let's go to VE3 PGC. And if things work out around here, we might have another repeater with AllStar EchoLink on it. So there'll be 2 backups. I'm very excited about that. And whatever I can do to get that off and running, I'll definitely be glad to help there because, well, they say 1 is none, 2 is 1, and then 3 is just what you need. Okay, well, we've gone through this whole hour without a second round. So as we leave here tonight, for those of you that are, I know we have a lot of bad weather coming around here in Ontario. I do a net called ProcomNet on Thursday nights. It comes on Sundays as well. and we do our can warn about the weather. There's a lot of ice storms and stuff like that coming. Okay, as we end the night, we're going to start at the top with Mr. Allen there, number one spot. What are y'all's plans for the weekend? That's how we're going to end the net. We're just going to go down the list and say what you guys are doing for the weekend. Mr. Allen, you up first. Go ahead.
Okay, Ryan. Well, like I was saying earlier, Mike and I were here in Night City with some R&R, so we're going to go out, take it easy, and you probably want to go see those and get some city. And that'll be about it. We'll be heading back to the area on Tuesday. So that's about it from here. So I would say such a treat to everybody, and everybody be easy, keep it cool on the air, and everybody gonna get along. Stay safe. And it's free.
Thank you very much, Mr. Allen. Enjoy y'all's time out there with y'all's R&R, and we'll see you next time. I think Devin has left VE1DXW. VE1DXW, we're going to call out one time for you. If you're not there, we know you've turned in for the night. VE1DXW, are you there?
Good evening. The time is 9 p.m.
Okay, I think Devin has turned in. VA3JTC, VA3JTC, are you still there with us? Over.
Yes, my friend, I'm still here, and I just want to say thanks so much for the net. And, it's always nice to be here and always nice to hear a great conversation. So, with that, I will say something for you all on the net and the group. And, I just want to put this out there, and, anybody wants to have a little more private chat or something, by all means, you can call my Ham Shack hotline. I'm always in for a good chat. So, just look it up on the phone book in Ham Shack hotline or Hamville Parky phone book under my call sign. We'll just listen to anybody and have a good chat. So, my friend, enjoy your weekend. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay off the road this weekend. It's not going to be great. So, with that, thanks so much. This is Victor Alpha 3, Julie, India, Charlie.
All right, Victor Alpha 3, Juliet, India, Charlie. Yeah, and if you can, spot that information on my Facebook page if you can, because I know it stirred up some conversation last time there. Thanks so much for being out there. Well, we'll break with you now and see if we have Victor Echo 1, Golf Romeo Papa. Are you still there? Over. Okay, nothing heard. VA3FZ, what are you up to this week or this weekend?
Well, we got a couple hand-related projects with a couple friends of ours, so I'm going to tackle that. It's a great weekend for it because you can't really do anything outside anyway, so that's about all we're up to. Back to you. Good night tonight, too, by the way.
VA3FZ in the group. Yeah, man, it's been too long. It's been too long, Rob. I guess you're coming out out of hibernation there. Okay, and look, I hope you guys have fun with your ham radio adventures there. All right, awesome. Okay, VE2 EQL John, what are you up to for the weekend?
Good evening to everybody on the part two. I'm just in my office listening to the repeated traffic and doing work on a document that I'm trying to finish up. Back to net control.
Okay, John is going to be doing some of that all work, no play stuff. Okay, John, keep it going, bro, and we'll see you later. And thanks for coming on to net tonight. That's nice. Okay, Kilo Bravo 5, Delta Lima. I think he was calling it a one stop, I think. But if you're still out there, you can say good night. If not, we'll pause and then we'll go to the next person. Kilo Bravo 5, Delta Lima. Okay, we'll pick it up now with V3 Volkswagen Bug. Rebecca, what are you up to for the weekend?
Well, I've got a 6-meter antenna that I'm going to try out. Probably take it over to a park and give it a shot there. I know there's not a whole lot on 6, but hey, we'll give her a shot. Play around a little bit. At least there's no contest on 6 meters this weekend. I've got a guy coming to pick up a car tomorrow afternoon sometime, so that's I got to be fairly close to that. I can't go too far away. And other than that, not a whole lot. I was just sorting through some envelopes here from QSL cards and had a couple of dollar bills float out at me. So hey, that was an added bonus. Okay, back to you right after Victor Echo 3, Victor Whiskey Bravo.
Victor Echo 3, Victor Whiskey Bravo on the net. VA3EWV return. Hey, look, you had me killing myself laughing on that one. Twice because can't. I mean, the net's already an hour long, but when you hey, look, I think did you post a picture of that 6 meter? It looks like a square. Hey, and just to let you know, when I got that N1 whatever thing from Poda there, you just have to tell people that you own 6, right? And if nothing, hey, do you have FT8 out in the field or no? Rebecca, do you have FT8 out in the field or no?
I barely have that. I still haven't figured that out yet. It's one of those things I can get to work sometimes, but not all the time. So I don't play with it often. Yeah, that was the antenna that I made. It's a rectangle. I had it up about 10 feet in the air, and I was getting FT8 signals on 6 meters. So it works that way. The SWR is 1.2 at 50.200, so right in the middle between the FT8 and the sideband call frequency. So that worked out. Simple to make. It took less than an hour, and it takes 5 minutes to take it apart and put it together. So it's great. I can set the plans for that anytime or pitches if anybody wants it. And yeah, it's pretty simple to build, and it doesn't have to be all that high up for it to work. So hey, whatever. Victor Echo 3, Victor Whiskey Bravo.
Well, hey, look, I'm going to take you up on that, Victor Echo 3, Victor Whiskey Bravo. Look, we were looking for some things to do in the club, and antenna building was one of the things we were talking about. And you know what? A lot of the radios now have 6 meter. And the thing that I did not know, but I know now, the whole time I had my basic, I could have been using 6 meter and didn't even know it. So a lot of people have the radios, but they don't have the antennas. And if you have a good build and some plans and stuff like that, we'll probably even see if we can get you to do a Zoom with us, and we can have all the parts and stuff like that, because we want to do like half of our meeting is just like the regular, stuffy stuff, the club work and things, and then the next part, it'll be cool if you're on the screen and with your stuff, and then we're all in the we have a big place that we meet at. We can all be putting together antennas there, so we might bring you up on that. Thanks for being out there, and we'll catch you down the log there. Hey, and look, if you can, my info. If you're gonna bring that 6 meter antenna out, I'll try to work you from the house here and see how that goes. Thank you very much, Rebecca, and you have a good rest of your evening there. Okay.
Yeah, it'll have to be a pretty good opening to get to you. The furthest I've worked on 6 meters is Jamaica, so that was 20 years ago in the summertime. That was on a 3-element beam. I still have that beam, but it's just not up in the air. But yeah, it's a fun band, and when I first started, I was VHF only, and that was the band up on the radio for. VHF
Okay, there you go. Okay, we'll catch up with you on that down the road there. All right, Victor Alpha 3, GIC, we already got him. And then Kilo Echo 2, Charlie Victor Bravo. Please come on in. I think you're the last one on our list today. Come on in.
Roger, Roger. Last one on the list, and well, I was going to say further south, but the gentleman who's in Atlantic City, he lives down in Maryland, for the DC area, so he's further south than me. Ha ha ha. All right, in any regards, man, good evening again to the band. Hope everyone is going to have a wonderful weekend. On my end, the friendly UPS man just dropped off a hex beam for me.
Ooh.
With the Masswork system from Buddy Hex. So I'll be maybe playing with that, but most likely as well, since that just came in and I don't like fumbling around with it, I'll probably go out flying tomorrow morning. You know, Ernest, I indicated to you I fly remote control helicopters primarily and sailplanes, so I'll probably be messing with that since the weather's supposed to be okay. And that's pretty much it. But at some point, I'm definitely going to be on HF doing something somewhere. Kilo Echo 2, Charlie Victor Bravo. Back to that.
Hey, and Rogers on the Higgs beam. You know, it's kind of something that you and I were just talking to each other. You know, like, because I'm only 2 years in, and it's funny how we've come such a long way. And look at you with the big Higgs beam now. Come on now, stop that. But like you said, if the weather's out there good, you got to get that flying in first. Excuse me, everyone, and then get the Higgs beam put up. But yeah, post some pictures up of the helicopter stuff if you can. Some stills before you get it up in the air and stuff. We'd love to see it. You know, we're on the air, in the air, around the air, breathing air. You know, anything. Just put it up on the Facebook page there. Okay, everybody, that brings us to an end for what I can see on my side, on my little node. Is anybody else on the VE3 PGC repeater that wants to come say hi before we close it down?
Victor Echo 3 X-ray India Delta.
There we go. Victor Echo 3 X-ray India Delta. How's it going there, Jim?
Hey, not too bad, Ernest. Yeah, I just finishing up my accounts, paying off all my bills. Yeah, so that's where I've been for the past couple hours. Anyway, just wanted to say hello and yeah, hope everybody's doing well. And we'll say 7-3 and pass it back to net control, VA3EWV, VA3X.
Thank you so much there, Jim. So happy to have you guys out there. Some of the local traffic, 3 people from local around here tonight. Okay, anyone else that's wishing to say hello or anything or any closing remarks before we close off the net? This is Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor. Okay, that's it, everybody. For the weekend, I'm going to be doing some repairs in the bathroom there. Get that all sorted out. Go have some lunch. There's another ham that's asked me to come help with some scanner or like a radio police scanner or whatever. Never did anything like that before. We wants to program it, so I'll give that a try. If nothing else, I'll learn something new, and then I'll get out there and go to a park. And if I can't get a slice of the pie, I'll either do FT8 at the park, or I will just call out anybody that's out there and just get the contacts and log. All right, you guys have a really good weekend, and we will see you next Friday if the Lord says the same. This is Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor, returning the VE3 PGC repeater to its normal operation and saying good night to all. 7-3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 16 check-ins. That's pretty good. Okay. Well, we had 16 check-ins tonight. And we had 5 more people on Facebook. So there we go. Good net. We're going to end with some music there. We're talking about contesting and stuff like that. So let's just go out with some radio games. Here we go. Radio games.
Good friends, good vibes on a clear blue sky. Static free, we sipping drinks, stars in the air. Frequencies tuning, ain't got no care to spare. Radio games playing all day. Cards hot, 73 regards, punching back, have a blast. Work the world, fuzz the task. Wave that signal strong from coast to land. Transmitting joy, ain't no better pastime. Laughter and a static shared on every line. Round here we groove, mix of beats and waves, harmony electric things. Radio days, radio games playing all day. Cards at 73 regards, punching back, have a blast. Work the world, fuzz the task, got it. Wave that signal strong from coast to land. Hanging on, find that golden flow. Station to station, let the good times roll. Echoes travel wide, far beyond the range. Friendships on the airways, strange but not strange.
Okay, guys. On the air with VA3EWV, AllStar EchoLink Friday Night Net. Good to have everybody out there. It was a pretty good net. And yeah, we'll see you everybody next week. 7-3.
In the summer fun, every moment left. Radio games playing all day. Cards at 73 regards, punching back, have a blast.